Now, a big fallacy that Dawkins loves to bring up is that he would like to paint a nice little picture that the Twin Towers would still be standing nice and pretty as they were over a decade ago if it wasn't for religion. Well, Dawkins, I'm here to say that you are full of bull. Like I just said, Dawkins is under the dogmatic belief that if we were to eliminate religion, then somehow our lives would be a much better place. He's purposely associated Christian religion with Muslim religion. Why would he do that? To sell more books to people looking for someone and something to blame for 9/11. A key thing that he likes to point out is that the Twin Towers would still be standing very lovely, just as magnificent as they were over 10 years ago, if it wasn't for religion. This idea is utter bullshit. Why? Because we must understand what people fight for, not just the religion that is behind them. When America separated from England, we didn't do it because of belief in God. We did it for other beliefs, the belief in freedom, the belief into choosing our own things. We simply told England, get the hell out of our business and stay out. Now, there was a war over this, and many people died over this. Would people have committed suicide to protect our freedom? People would have, if that's what it come down to. Some people might have. Some people might have went into specific battles knowing that they probably wouldn't come out alive. Many people do this today. Many people throughout history have gone into battle knowing that they probably wouldn't come back alive. And therefore, these were suicide missions. They didn't do it in the name of God. They did it for their service. They did it for their country. Now let's take a little run back in history now. And let's take a look at Osama bin Laden.
The following opinion does not support bin Laden or the 9/11 attack on the World Trade Center. Let's get that shit straight right now.
He first went into arms because the Soviet Union was in his space, and he wanted them out. At that point, he picked up a gun and started shooting back.
In 1979, Soviet troops invaded Afghanistan, and Osama bin Laden found his calling. First, he raised money, used expertise gained from the family's construction business. Then, he took up arms.
We would applaud an action like this. And then Osama bin Laden said, hey, I want America to get out of my country too. So, without all the advanced weaponry that we have, he went through different tactics to try to get us to see reason and get the hell out.
He wanted to strike the U.S. at its heart, our financial system.
He did this by trying to bomb the World Trade Center a first time with a car bomb in the parking garage of the World Trade Center. He thought that this would bring the World Trade Center down. He thought it might bring both of them down, one toppling into the other. It didn't work.
Bill Clinton could have taken out bin Laden back then, but he didn't.
Why didn't you do more to put bin Laden and Al-Qaeda out of business when you were president?
I think it's very interesting that all the conservative Republicans who now say I didn't do enough claimed that I was too obsessed with bin Laden. All of President Bush's neocons thought I was too obsessed with bin Laden. They had no meetings on bin Laden for 9 months after I left office. All the right-wingers who now say I didn't do enough said I did too much. Same people.
Bill Clinton then sent a series of cruise missiles over and seriously fucked his world up, didn't we? Well, that's all Osama bin Laden was doing the whole time, was retaliating. People piloting those planes, they were on a suicide run. Why were they on a suicide run? Well, because they had no advanced weaponry. They had no cruise missiles. The only way to successfully acquire a missile with deadly accuracy was to pilot it by hand. This is an old concept. The Japanese kamikaze had this same principle in mind.
I go now to fulfill my mission and my destiny. I hope it is a destiny that will bring honor to our family. And if it requires my life, I will sacrifice it gladly to be a good servant of our nation.
The Japanese kamikaze did not kill himself over religion. It was for other ideas, such as honor, such as being remembered as a valiant hero. And the Japanese commended these people for sacrificing themselves. Now, when Osama bin Laden recruited these people to fly these planes into the towers, religion was involved. Yes, not only will you be a hero, not only will you be remembered with honor, but you're going to receive a ton of virgins. How does that sound? That was just the icing on the cake. Now, if there was no religion involved, what would happen to the Twin Towers? The exact same thing.
There are many factors involved with 9/11. It's very unlikely that taking religion out of the equation would have been enough to alter the outcome.
Would we, as Americans, commit suicide to protect beliefs, our way of life? If there was a dominating force attacking America, threatening the U.S. citizens, threatening our belief, threatening our families, and we had no other options, would we commit suicide in an attempt to fight back, to protect our way of life, to protect our beliefs, to protect our families? I think we would.
It's jammed! It won't fire! Do me a favor. Tell my children I love them very much. All right, you alien assholes! In the words of my generation, up